You were drafted by the Twins, right?
I was.
Signed by the Twins. And was that a team of choice?
I grew up a diehard Dodger fan. I didn't know much. I was a huge baseball fan. I knew that Kent Hrbek went from A-ball to the big leagues just a few years earlier. Kirby Puckett was a rising star. It's pretty much the same thing. Spent like a month in AAA after only playing a year in A-ball. So they like to rush their guys. So that was exciting to have that feel that maybe that could possibly happen. But other than knowing that, Rod Carew was an Angel at the time I got drafted, came from them, I didn't know much. I always wanted to be a hitter, so my heroes were hitters.
Yeah.
Growing up, it was Reggie Smith. He was a Red Sox at one time. I liked Fred Lynn also.
You even look a bit like Fred Lynn.
Yeah, I've been told a little bit. I remember the day I got called up. I flew in to meet the team in Minnesota, and I got there right at game time. I got dressed. I went down. Guys are shaking my hands, congratulating me in the dugout during the game. And I had to go down in the fifth inning and throw a bullpen to get ready for my start 2 days later. And so then that was a getaway day. So after the game, we got on a plane to Kansas City. I can remember the day. It was the Royals. They had a good offensive team. Jody Brett won the batting title that year. He was hitting third. The thing I remember the most was just how massive Royal Stadium was with the three tiers. And you look up and you see stacked tiers, which you don't see in the minor leagues.
How'd you do?
Not great. 3 innings, 8 runs.
Yeah.
It wasn't horrible. A couple breaks here and there. It could have been better, but the numbers-wise, it didn't look good. I wasn't overly nervous. I felt good. I was excited.
Yeah.
And had fun with it. I got lucky to be with some pretty good teams in my career, in my journey through professional baseball. It was fantastic. The day I started out in AAA, got called up in the middle of May, and we lost that day. I got called up. We won 2 in a row. We lost that day. I got called up to fall into a tie for last place. Won 2 in a row, lost again, and then we won 15 in a row to go from last to first, and then look back. And just watching how that team came together, which they were always a blue-collar team, and the pieces were all set. They got off to a little bit of a slow start, and everything clicked after that winning streak, and then obviously both teams in the World Series were worst to first, and Game 7 Twins came on top. He's my favorite superstar teammate I've ever had, played with. And 20 years old, my first big league camp, he was in front of his locker, and he was wearing a tank top and massive arms, and he's all of 5'8", 5'9", but these arms are huge. And he looked up at me, big smile, and said, "Hey kid, Kirby Puckett kid, nice to meet you. Anything you need, you just come to me." Huge grin, and what you saw on the field is what he was off the field. Awesome guy, obviously big guy like that, he can't run like a Kirby Puckett, but still, just a blue-collar guy, country strong, can hit the ball a mile. Those guys love to have fun. They played the game and I remember my first T-shirt I got in big league camp was "Play hard, have fun," and that's what those guys did. And Herbie was one of those guys in the clubhouse. He'd joke around with you too, and he'd also include you. But I remember one time coming off the mound after throwing 3 pretty good innings, and he'd pat me on the back, "That way, let's go, keep it going."
But you always got that sense that he was just an intense guy, knock your mother down type of person. Is that real?
That's real. Playing against him my first year in '90, being in the opposing team's dugout, he was always grumpy, seemed like. And then when he became your teammate on game day, he was grumpy. It was, and that's not unlike a lot of guys. You could say that about Randy Johnson. It was just intense guys. But I use him as an example every spring training. Even now the young guys. I was 23 years old when he got over there, and he was 36, and he was upset that he hadn't won a Gold Glove. There was 3 years that he didn't make an error, and he didn't get a Gold Glove. And at 36, during PFP and spring training, he was working as hard as any young guy. How could a 23-year-old guy not follow him and work hard? And I remember that was the funniest thing that ever happened to me was when I got hit in the head with a broken bat by Harold Baines. Mm-hmm. I'm laying on the ground, writhing in pain, bleeding. I needed stitches. Had a concussion. It was in the 4th inning. I was in Baltimore, sold-out crowd. and finally kind of got my senses about me. And they brought out the stretcher. Well, I think it carried off. It was like a wheelchair kind of stretcher thing, and being wheeled off, and the crowd's giving me a standing ovation because I'm okay. But I had the towel over my face because I looked like Quasimodo with this lopsided head from this. I mean, I got lucky. It could have been a lot worse, but I've got this towel. I'm just looking at this almost surreal type atmosphere going, are you kidding me? Did this just really happen?
Yeah.
I think it started in 2000, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
You know, we got 2 games away from going to the World Series. Yankees beat us in Game 6 in 2000. So the pieces were pretty much there. And they were obviously there starting in 95. And, Junior brought national attention to Seattle. And then and then the supporting cast with the Edgar Martinez's and the Jay Buners. And then A-Rod come along. Well, 2000, Junior wasn't there. A-Rod was the star, and then he left for free agency. Mm-hmm. Supposedly he was supposed to leave this massive hole. How do you replace those numbers? And they signed Brett Boone, who was kind of in the middle of his career, journeyman type, which way is he going to go? Defensive specialist, second baseman's got some pop, but never really hit for much average. And they bring over this Japanese guy named Michiro. Who's this guy? But the pitching was there, the bullpen set was there. We made the playoffs the year before, and it just, you didn't really know it obviously in spring training because you didn't know what Ichiro was going to be like. Brett Boone was going to have this MVP type season as well. But I'll never forget looking up after April, and they showed the all-time best records and winning percentages, and we had like 23, 24 wins in April. And you look at it, it's like the guys are on pace that they're going to win or hit 95 homers after their month of April, and we're going to win 160 games that year, whatever. And then in May we'd won 20 some more, and they're still up there. And you see the 1908 Cubs, and you see the the 1998 Yankees. You see all these special teams, and usually you taper down. And then there it was in June, there it was in July, and we just kept winning. And Oakland came in the middle of the year, and it hadn't even been the All-Star break, and we had like a 14-game lead at that point.
Right.
And they had a meeting saying, look, let's not focus on the division, let's focus on the wild card, because we were so far out ahead, and we didn't end up losing a series until September, and we only lost 1 series. And it was 27, 28 guys that contributed. It was guys that came up in AAA, and 1 guy that went down. That didn't miss a beat. We had a tremendous bench that year with Mark McLemore and Stan Javier. Our bullpen was tremendous. Our starting pitching was outstanding. And even when the guys 6, 7, 8, 9 hitters were struggling, they do the little things that you needed to do to get a guy over from second base to get him in scoring position, and guys were scoring a ground ball. Guys knew their roles. And then you have Lou Piniella, who anchored everything, to go with the Edgar Martinez's and the John Olrus, to go with Brett Boone's year and Ichiro's year. It was a magical year. Unfortunately, it didn't turn out, the way we would have liked. But for a season, it was pretty special.
In the morning, you're watching this incredible play and replay, and planes going into the towers, and you're sitting there. How do you play baseball?
We lost a week of games. They postponed everything, pushed it back, not knowing even if we were going to play. And then we played, and our first game back was in Seattle. And I'm sure this was across the nation, too, in every ballpark that when they played that night. You could hear a pin drop with 48,000 people in the stadium. And I remember that one guy started chanting USA, and then the whole crowd just started USA. It was talk about a surreal, you lose that word lightly, but that was amazing. Just that a massive amount of people like that could be standing as one, and it really was. And after the game, we all went around as a team, holding the American flag, and went around the crowd and was waving to everybody. And it was something you'll never see again, feel again. Pedro. Always loved watching Pedro pitch. Just the way he went about his game management. He could be a power pitcher when he wanted to. He could be a finesse pitcher when he wanted to, and just how he commanded 4 pitches. At the end of the day, in 5 years, I'd like to be in the big leagues. Hopefully, being a part of a team that's winning a World Series.
There you go. Love it. Well, thank you. I've taken away quite a bit of your time here.
No problem.
Okay.
Good to be here.